The gram-negative rods, they are known as bacterium. And these kind of bacterium cause urinary tract infection, mostly cause diarrhea. The diarrhea which is bloody diarrhea, which is watery diarrhea. They are basically subdivided into three categories. Our topic today, which is gram-negative rods. They are basically divided into three subdivisions. The bacterium that is inside of the enteric tract, the bacterium that is outside of enteric tract, and the bacterium that is inside of the enteric tract and outside of enteric tract. They are mixed, both condition. Now, I am explaining here one which is Escherichia coli. These kind of bacteria cause urinary tract infection. Other which is Salmonella bacterium. They cause osteomyelitis. Osteomyelitis means infection in the bones. Symptoms basically pain, suddenly pain happens, that is unbearable pain, and it is difficult to move from another place, from one place to another place. It's due to Salmonella bacterium. The third one, which is known as Shigella. These kind of bacteria cause watery diarrhea, abdominal diarrhea. The most important pathogen, which is Vibrio bacterium. They are basically have types, Vibrio types, which is cholera, parahemolyticus, and vulnificus. These three categories cause mostly severe diarrhea. When the severe diarrhea happens, it means the more leakage of fluid outside of the enteric tract, the more leakage of fluid outside of body, outside of enteric tract, and in this condition, when more fluid goes outside, means more electrolyte leakage. The electrolyte, which is sodium, which is potassium, which is magnesium, hydrogen ions, sulfur ions, sodium, magnesium, potassium, sulfur ions, hydrogen ions. So these kind of electrolyte are very important for life. More fluid goes outside, more electrolyte goes outside, means when more electrolyte goes outside, suddenly death happens. Suddenly death. Because electrolytes are very important for life, for surviving of life. Another which is Pseudomonas. Urinary tract infection due to this. Sepsis. Campylobacter pylori, Campylobacter bacterium. These kind of bacteria cause abdominal diarrhea and also urinary tract infection. Helicobacter pylori. Helicobacter pylori, these are such kind of bacteria that produce toxins. When they produce toxin, the toxin which is known as ammonia, ammonia goes inside of the gastric wall. Ammonia goes inside of the gastric wall. When the ammonia goes inside of gastric wall, they damage the cells. Cell structure damage. The cells, due to the cell structure damage, suddenly pain, fever happens. They also cause in, intestinal tract infection. Helicobacter pylori cause intestinal tract infection. Another which is Klebsiella bacterium. They are also cause diarrhea. Diarrhea actually have two categories. One is watery diarrhea and other which is bloody diarrhea. So these kind of information for you guys, I want to explain you again. Gram-negative rods, basically they are present inside of the enteric tract, they are present outside of the enteric tract. One is Escherichia coli. Escherichia coli, urinary tract infection due to this kind of bacteria. Salmonella bacterium, osteomyelitis due to this kind of bacteria. Shigella, watery diarrhea happens. Another which is most common pathogen, Vibrio. They are divided into other more categories. One is Vibrio cholera, parahemolyticus, Vibrio vulnificus, Vibrio. Due to these pathogens, more fluid outside of the body because of severe diarrhea. Electrolyte goes outside of the body. When electrolyte goes outside, the human will never survive, suddenly death, because electrolytes are very important for our life. For example, sodium, magnesium, calcium, sulfur and hydrogen ions. Another which is Pseudomonas, urinary tract infection due to this, sepsis, and other which is Campylobacter pylori, bacterium known as Campylobacter bacterium, which is which is present in the abdomen and cause what abdominal diarrhea, means they cause intestinal infections and more fluid goes outside. Helicobacter pylori, they produce toxins. The toxin which is known as ammonia. Ammonia damage the stomach wall. When the stomach wall damage, it means gastritis happen. When gastritis happens, suddenly pain, fever. Helicobacter pylori cause also intestinal tract infection. We use antibiotics for the treatment. But for the Vibrio bacterium, we treatment which is more fluid for the body. We put more fluid inside the body by the needles, and for others we use mostly antibiotics. Levofloxacin, ceftriaxone, we use clindamycin we use, penicillin we use clindamycin